Huh? Me? Just hanging around.
Me being pretty respectful right now, so I'm gonna put, I'll leave it right there. Now, don't get me wrong, I know it's the middle of the day, well, not middle of the day, I know it's daylight now, so I could start the car and move it out, but I'm gonna be nice right now, and I'm going to just push it out. It's a pretty light car. These are actually pretty common things that I do when I have a loud vehicle. I don't purposely go out of my way to do this, but when they want to make problems out of something that's not an issue, that's when we start, you know, firing back. But right now I'm gonna be nice. We'll see. Guys, before we get any further, I wanted to do a little like challenge, and also I'm gonna clear the air on this whole neighbor drama stuff. Okay, people seem to think I'm the guy that's just provoking everything. I started it, I'm the D-bag. Trust me, I'm not. What I've done in retaliation is very minimal compared to what they've done. And I'm gonna explain that here in a second. But for now, we're gonna do a like challenge. If this video hits 18,000 likes, which is very doable on this channel, we've done it multiple times, we've done 50,000 before, I will do a ship horn alarm clock in my neighborhood. Not a good move, but people were saying it looks like SpongeBob's alarm clock. It kind of does. It kind of sounds like it. This is actually the largest pneumatic ship horn in the world, and I got it like a few months ago. I just haven't done anything really with it yet. That was the one that was in my Duramax, so for reference, for comparison there, not even close. This thing's an absolute monster. So if you guys want to see me do that, and I'm going to explain why I'm even thinking about doing this, because I was not the one to start all this drama. They just won't stop. So obviously I'll explain all that here in a second. But yeah, if you want to see me do that, I'll have to do it. But I don't really want to, because I'll probably get in trouble. But I'm not hurting anyone. It's just, it'll be funny. Guys, you wanted some merch, so we got a little bit to start out with. So I got the acrylic key tags here. You got Resurrected Diesel Performance, which I do not own that, but it will be on their website, along with my 850 logo with the AR and their logo right there. And then of course the regular key tag. I've been selling these for a while. They just haven't been listed in about a year. So they were actually on the InChain Designs website. Now we have them on Rory's at Resurrected Diesel Performance. I do plan on starting my own website again. It's going to be called 850 Garage, and so I'll have my own merch and stuff on there at some point, maybe this year. But for now, we're going to be selling them through Resurrected Diesel Performance. So go check them out. Link in the description. These things are really nice, and they're actually very durable. So these would kind of like scratch and maybe break, but they're actually really strong. So go check it out. Link in the description. So we got the car out. Actually, no reason for it, honestly, other than I don't want to really talk in the sun, and I want more room in here. So like, I've been getting a lot of comments about me being like a bad neighbor, and I kind of wanted to clear the air on that. Okay, so to make a long story, I guess somewhat short, my neighbor right here, and he's been my neighbor ever since I've lived here, which I've lived in this neighborhood 30 years. So I am 30. So I've grew up in this neighborhood. I lived in this house about 9 years. So it's been a long time, right? So dating back about 3 years ago or so, I had my Duramax running in my front yard, and I was about to leave to the gas station. It was about two minutes or so. I was idling before I left. About 5 o'clock, it just got dark, and out of nowhere, this guy comes, screaming, yelling at me, knocked on my window super hard.
All right, I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, it's too loud?
That's my bedroom there.
Okay.
So that guy, apparently was sleeping in all of his clothes at 5 o'clock, screaming at me, all that. And what really confused me about that situation was that's the same guy that, 2 years or so prior to that incident, he had like a 70 Chevelle, like a full straight piped, super loud car, awesome car. and he would drive here super late, pull in, allegedly drunk. I can't say for sure, but you know, allegedly he went through the garage door at some point. I never called on him. I've never complained about him ever. And so that's what made it more confusing whenever he, you know, was crying about my truck being loud, because my truck is nowhere near as loud as that car. And that's what made it really confusing for me. I'm like, okay, this guy doesn't like loud stuff all of a sudden. And so I guess it's fine whenever he wants one, but when someone else gets one and he gets too old, you have to adapt to him. So yeah, that's not how I do things, right? And I'm not gonna go out, I never purposely went on my way to mess with him. He started this whole thing, and not that that was a big deal, but this is what happened. Here's the bigger deal, okay? And this was, he tried to cost me a lot of money, and this is how it went down. So apparently he's been calling for a month straight. I didn't know nothing about it, and I've apparently been racking up citations that I had no idea about. I never once received one warning, one citation at all. Never was told I was doing anything wrong. I never had a security guard show up to my door and tell me. I never had a security guard show up in my backyard and actually confirm that it's back there. So basically these security guards were taking their word for it right there. They're taking their word for it and writing citations every time he calls. They're not even actually coming here and making sure they're not lying. They're just taking the word, writing citations every single time. And they waited until it got up to $800 worth of citations to send me it. Most places would be like, okay, let's give him a warning, maybe one citation first, like actually hand it to him and tell him. And then if he doesn't listen, we'll just keep writing them. In this case, I didn't know anything about it. They didn't tell me, they didn't call me, they didn't send me an email, they didn't send me an actual physical citation. They never knocked on my door and said it. They never even showed up by my house, because I have surveillance everywhere. And so out of nowhere, and I'll show you. So out of nowhere, I get 29 citations. Here, let me see if I can show you without showing everything. All right guys, so I crossed out, you know, my address and stuff, but I just want to show you this so you know I'm not lying and just making stuff up. This is just 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These ones right here are for the trailer. The other ones are inside the truck and then the fence. So I have still not paid it. I'm not going to. What they did was really shady. That was just a way for them to get money out of me, because if they would have sent me a warning, like they're supposed to give me a physical warning and tell me I'm doing something wrong before they can start sending those. Now, if I was ignoring it, I deserve it. I wasn't. Trust me, I have surveillance. I can see whether or not a security guard has been here, giving me a citation or a warning, whatever. They never did. They just took his word, and they completely, you know, ignored what they just told me. So, yeah, about $900 something in citations. Like I said, I did not pay, and so that's kind of what started it. So he started this whole situation, and everything I've done in, you know, retaliation has been very minimal, and you know, nothing malicious, nothing that causes harm or financial harm, nothing like that. So people are like, oh, you're the one cold starting. You're like, no wonder they hate you. Like, trust me, I could be way meaner, and I haven't been, okay? They started this whole situation. Almost all of the neighbors here like me, besides them, and this lady no one likes, but yeah, trust me, it was never me starting this. I would never want that. I live here. I don't want people to not like me where I live. But unfortunately, you got miserable people that once they get older, they hate everything, and you should adapt to them. But just so I'm clear in the air there, I don't want to keep talking, but that is not why you clicked on this video, okay? So about, I would say about a week or so ago, and this makes a lot of sense, because I just got a complaint about this car, okay? And I talked to someone that was talking to someone else that we're gonna call the security on it and complain and say it shouldn't be allowed in here. I have not been told by security yet, but I was told it will be coming if I continue to drive this car, which you want me to teleport. And I'm being respectful right now. I pushed the car out. I'm gonna back it in. I'm gonna start it and back it in. Because my back and things. But yeah, so my Duramax, I was actually leaving, when was this? About maybe a week or so ago, a little bit over a week. And I was just cruising about 18 miles an hour. Speed limit's 25, so I go pretty slow. That truck's not that loud. It really isn't. The 12 valve is a little louder, but I don't, go speeding through here. I'm very respectful. I know people have animals. I know older people are walking. They can't hear that good. And so I was just leaving the neighborhood, going slow. I always veer around like the sidewalk portion, like the walking path. So just in case someone fell or their dog runs out, I have enough time to avoid it, So I'm leaving, and I wish I was recording this. I actually tried to record it with my phone. I didn't expect it to happen. And I'm just like cruising about 15 to 18 miles an hour. And this lady is walking towards me, and all of a sudden I look up and she's like this, holding her ears on her, or holding her ears like this, like grimacing, like I'm driving an F-22 right next to her, like a top fuel dragster right by her ears. Like, I'm barely moving. This truck's not that loud. And older lady, not like 80, but maybe like 60, just trying her best to be miserable, like going all out to just hate everything about life. And she's looking at me like I'm just like trying to hurt her. Like, it's insane. I wish I would have, again, I'm not expecting them to have any type of reaction. I'm just driving out of the neighborhood to go to the shop. So I wasn't expecting any type of, weird situation there. I was just driving. And yeah, she does that. And then I get home later that day, and that's when I find out about this. So I was like, you know what? I bet it was that lady that complained, because I've seen her out here before. She knows where I live, like what vehicles are parked out front of my house. So I think that's the lady that's complaining. It makes sense, unless there's more complete miserable people in here, which there is. I live next to one. But I'm sure there's a lot more. Like, it's not rare in these kind of neighborhoods. Like gated HOAs, there is plenty of miserable people here. And unfortunately, when you're 30 years old and live in these neighborhoods, you're the target for the most part. Unless you're 60 or whatever, and you have a fast car or a loud car, you're not allowed to be young and have a loud car or a loud truck, okay? It's against the rules. But if you're 50 to 80 and you have one, you're okay. Okay, so that's how things work in these HOAs. They just don't like young people. And unfortunately, they got to get used to it, because I lived here my whole life. And majority of these people, I've lived in here longer. So they're coming into this neighborhood trying to act like they run it. But in reality, the young 30-year-old has actually lived in here longer than them. And, I'm not trying to say who can do what in here. It's not how I do things. They pay to live in here. I do as well. I expect to be treated with the same respect as they respect, other older people, and they don't. So, yeah, I wanted to clear the air on that. That's what we're going through right now. I'm sure who knows, there might be a citation or something in the mailbox about some complaints or whatever. Again, no one ever complains to my face usually. He did that one time, but for the most part, they won't say anything to me for whatever reason. Security is usually pretty cool for the most part. I know some of them, and they're cool, but some are not. I don't know about now. I think they're all pretty decent now. But trust me, I have a lot of stories about this HOA that I kind of went over in previous videos, but some of you guys I know are new and are here kind of for the Corvette. So, yeah, that is gonna do it. Again, if you want to do that like challenge, I'm down to do it. I don't really care anymore. It's not anything illegal. It's not me hurting anyone, so it'd be fun. So, thank you guys for watching. I don't know if you guys have seen that. The timing is insane. It's like they're waiting. I literally just started it. Obviously the truck is blocking everything. Just start the Corvette up, and literally someone's like jogging, an older lady is jogging around the cul-de-sac, like as I'm starting it and backing it in. And she looked mad. I don't know if that's the same lady or not. Looked similar. Couldn't really get a good look. I don't know if it showed up on camera. If you're seeing, she kind of like, she's like running like this, like shaking her head. It probably was the same person. She must have been in the bushes or something waiting. I don't know. Who knows at this point? I have no idea what's going on. These people are complete weirdos. But that was, the timing there was weird, like really weird. It was like there was no one near, no one outside, and then all of a sudden I start this car up and I'm backing it in, and there's a lady running right around there, all mad looking. She looked so mad, which I get it, it's loud, but like I'm not over here revving it at you or anything like that. Minding my own business, and she's over here. Like I'll race her on feet and I'll win. But yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, that is gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.